Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakradash. It's your brother Elder Ayathon back at you with another video. And this video is going to be pretty much a response to this video here by the Elder Yashwamba in Texas called the Centurion. And this is a response to a video that the Elder Apostle Tahar did. And I believe it's called That We All Speak the Same Thing. And this is going into, well, this video here, Apostle Tahar's video, and the Elder Yashwamba is going into the Roman centurion that told Yahushai that, look, you don't need to come into my home to heal his servant, that you can just say the word and you can command that he be healed. And what that showed great faith of that Roman centurion. Now the group Sakari and probably some other folks out there are teaching that, from what I hear, is that man was an Edomite. Now I did hear this, but I thought they were talking about the centurion that was at Yahushai's when he was crucified, and after he was crucified and there was the eclipse and all that, then it said that there was a Roman centurion, and he said, truly this is the Son of the Most High. So I thought they were talking about him, and I spoke about it on my last video, but they're actually talking about this centurion. This is another centurion, which this man as well is an Israelite foreigner, that is. And I'm not going to go all into it, because you could watch Apostle Tahar's video and you could watch Elder Yashwamba's video, which is the one that I saw. And it's an excellent video, and he went very deep into the topic, like comprehensively, so you should definitely check it out. But I just want to add more to it, to say that that centurion, what he exhibited was faith. And faith is a gift from the Most High. That's in the book of Ephesians. I think it's 2 and 8. And since I mentioned it, might as well see if I can find it here. I think it's Ephesians 2 and 8. I could be wrong. It's been a while. Yeah, Ephesians 2 and 8. It says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and not that of yourselves. It is a gift of the Most High." So it says, by grace, Ephesians 2 and 8, by grace ye are saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, but it is a gift of the Most High. So by just process of elimination and just knowing the scriptures and just being spiritual, there is no reason that you should come to the conclusion that the centurion that Yahushua healed for his faith was of Edomite descent. I mean, there's no logical reason to come to that conclusion at all. No spiritual reason, no logical reason. That just shows and that just exposes an unlearned mind. And that's not even a thing of being unlearned. The spirit just has to be working with you. And if you deny Yahushua, or you belittle his position, or his position in his truth, meaning that all wisdom flows to you from Yahushua, you need to open your door. You need to accept Yahushua for who he is, which is the Lord of the entire universe, which is was bestowed upon him by the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father gave his Son to rule this world that we see around us with the visible eye. Yeah, the Most High himself is not going to come down here and live in a mansion or live in his house. The Lord said he doesn't dwell in temples made with hand. Also said that the earth is his footstool. So this dwelling, this realm, right, this visible realm that we see, this was meant for Yahushai and his joint heirs to rule over. So it's the men of Israel And over the men of Israel is King David. And over King David is Yahweh Shai. And over Yahweh Shai is the Most High. That is a hierarchy. So going back to Ephesians 2 and 8, it says, "For by grace ye are saved through faith." So who is given grace? The Israelites. Grace is given or bestowed upon us through who? Through Yahweh Shai. Now when you go into Galatians 4 and 4, it tells you that Yahweh Shai was crucified so that his blood can administer grace to who? To the Israelites, them that were made under the law. It says it clear as day. So how do you conclude that the centurion is talking about an Edomite or another nation? Also, go to Hebrews 11. Hebrews 11 is all about our forefathers that exhibited a great amount of faith. You tell me, go to Hebrews 11, and this is a challenge to anybody. Go to Hebrews 11 and find me one Edomite, find me one Moabite, because if there was an Edomite out there, especially that centurion who Yahweh Shai said he exhibited the greatest amount of faith that he's seen in all Israel, don't you think that man would have been mentioned somewhere? You know? Especially in Hebrews 11. But that was all Israelites. There was no Moabites, no Edomites, nothing. So that's all I want to mention on that. Because I mean, that's it right there. So like I said, listen to Elder Yashuambaz, watch Apostle the Heart's video. I'm gonna watch the Lord's Will after this one. But Spurgeon's got on me to jump in it. Elder Yashuambaz was the first one that popped up on my feed, you know. So Spirit said, you know what, do a quick video. So you can watch their videos and you can get more in depth. But by just what I mentioned here, I mean, that's more than enough to prove. And just like the Elder Yashuambaz said, when Yahweh Shai proclaimed this, and this is not something he kept to himself, he said it in the midst of Pharisees, Sadducees, men that knew the law, men that thought that salvation came through the law, solely through the law. He said this out loud among them. And what Elder Yashuambaz said, he made the point that Yahweh Shai did this. You know, basically what he was doing is he was effing with them. He was effing with their heads. He was fucking with them, so to speak. Yahweh Shai is playing psychological games, psyops, with them. He was fucking with them, okay? And Paul spoke about this. I think it's Romans 10, but I'm just gonna concordance it. Yeah. Jealousy. I think it's jealousy. New Testament. Okay. Romans 10 and 19. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are a no people, and by a foolish nation will I anger you. So this was one of the reasons why the wicked Sadducees and wicked Pharisees wanted to get their hands literally around Yahweh Shai's neck. They wanted to get their hands around his neck because he was basically, in their eyes, underestimating their position, which really, when you think about it, if they weren't such demons, you know, Yahweh Shai was really, if they had went into the righteous way, Yahweh Shai really would have been for their it would have been for their exaltation, right? Because what did Paul say? He said, by faith we established the law. So if those wicked Pharisees, you know, if they accepted Yahweh Shai and they taught that, it would really have exalted them. Especially that they were for the tents of Judah, the head, Yahweh Shai, man, they would have been exalted. It speaks about that in Romans 11, right? About the right here. Well, let's read this too. Romans 11:11. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? The Most High forbid, but rather through their fall, talking about the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, the one that did not accept Yahushai, the one did not want to accept that now salvation was through the blood of Yahushai, through mercy by the new covenant. Because there's a parable about putting old wine in new bottles, sewing on lack of better words, a new patch onto an old garment. That the garment would not be able to hold up that new patch, and the old bottle will not be able to handle new wine. It will crack and burst. And that was symbolic for the Old Testament and New Testament. These bottles and that garment with the new patch and the new wine was these Israelites that were stuck in the old covenant, stuck in that salvation was by the old covenant, and Yahushua was that new wine. Remember what his first miracle was, turning water into wine, right? And the water represents what? Knowledge. And so they couldn't hold that. But was that so that they should fall? No. That was so that Israel as a whole could make it, because through them not understanding, Yahushua had to go to them to fulfill the prophecy that he had to go to the tents of Judah first. And because they rejected him, what did they say? Yea, will he go to the Gentiles, to the dispersed among the Gentiles? Right? Which is what Yahushua did. And that door was open unto the Gentiles because the heads, they rejected Yahushua. So did they stumble that they should fall? No. The Most High, Yahweh, forbid. But rather through their fall is come unto the Gentiles, meaning the Israelite foreigners, to provoke them to jealousy. Right? And Romans 10:19, let's read that again. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. The no people is talking about who? It's talking about the Israelite foreigners. Because why? They fell off from the Israelite heritage. So they were looked at as no people. Just like now, you might refer to somebody, a Jake in the world, as the N-word. Why? Because the N-word means what? Black. Void of light. Void of knowledge. That's what the light is. So you call them the N-word, right? Basically a no people. That's the same way then the Sadducees, the Pharisees, the ones that couldn't accept Yahushua, they looked at the Gentiles as unclean beasts, no people. Now through them, Yahushua telling them they could be saved by going through him. The Sadducees and the Pharisees, they looked at that like Yahushua was upstaging them, taking away their position, which he was, because that's Yahushua. He is the high priest of all high priests that ever walked the earth. He is the chief high priest. So in essence, he was upstaging them, which he had every right to do so. So he said, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation will I anger you. So when Yahushua proclaimed that he has not seen such faith in all of Israel, he was provoking them to jealousy. He was making them angry by a people they saw as a foolish nation or as a no people. So they were vehemently, they were hot, they were heated, they were angry. Okay, so I wanted to make that point, right? And also, as I said earlier, I made a statement. I said, look, something like this is why, look, there's a lot of novices out there on YouTube that should not be teaching. Because something like this, I guess, is meat. When your eyes are open, it's all plain. It's all plain. So I can't say that is milk. Because there's obviously people that don't get it. So it's meat. But for us whom Yahushua is working with, the scriptures call it eye salve, we're able to see is plain. The understanding is like what's so difficult about it, you know? But that just proves my second point is that it's all about the elect, you know, and that's really like what this whole lesson circles back to, really. You know why the Spirit had me do this lesson, because as I was listening to the Elder Yashwamba's video, I'm like, yo, why can't they get this? Like, why is it so difficult to understand? I don't get it. You know? But then you always have to remember that there's the elect. And it's not a thing to boast about. It's actually a thing to be more humble about, because your eyes being open makes you more accountable to the truth. Makes you more accountable to teaching. Makes you more accountable, you know, to the suffering and everything that comes with the contract. You know, how's it go? Great power is great responsibility. Knowing this knowledge is power. Watch the book of Eli. You know, read about during the time of Samuel. It said that the word was precious in those days. Why? Because there were no prophets out there to break down the scriptures, and we're going to come into those times again. And that's what the book of Eli was all about. So this word is power. When the scripture is saying the day of our power, thy people shall be willing, the power starts with knowing this knowledge. That's where it all starts, with this wisdom. All right, so let me get these couple scriptures I got. We all know these scriptures, but you know, it kind of comes more to light when you put it in the context of what the lesson is hitting on. So 2 Corinthians 4:3, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Because when I'm watching the Apostle Tar's videos, his videos, Apostle Gabar's, all the apostles, the bishops, you know, the elders and all that, in my mind, I'm like, yo, they're making an hour-long video, half an hour. They're going into all these scriptures, you know, to where it's like, how can you deny this? But there's people that are listening to it and is going in one ear and right out the other. And I'm talking about your spiritual ear. It's going in one spiritual ear and right out the other. Or some people are just getting angry. Like the scriptures talk about the deaf adder the adder that stoppeth her ear. Which we use that to talk about Esau, right? Which also proves that that Centurion is not an Edomite. But that applies to Jake as well. That as soon as we do a lesson, they listen to respond. They don't listen to try to, you know what, maybe they're onto something here. You know, they're all speaking the same things. We learn from these guys, you know, because some said about Yahushua that he had a devil in him, but Yahushua said, look, can a devil open up the eyes of the blind? So you out there that have learned from Great Millstone, and you see these elders and apostles that you've learned from, that are still making laps around you. You know, here we old N-words on a couch, but running laps around you, you young boys. And I'm not saying that to boast or brag, but look, Paul said that he was confident in the fact that he might be saved. So we are confident in the fact that Yahushua is working with us. We truly feel that way. So that's what, just as Paul was bold, we're bold in what we say. Because we do believe that us brothers here, each of us, you got to believe that I'm a hopeful elect. You have to believe that. Other you're just a loser. You're just a loser in a race. How you running a race that you don't believe that you can win the race? I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the finish line. You know, but I have the faith and the hope that look, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is gonna, whatever the fuck hurdles I come through, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, no matter how high the hurdle is, he's gonna give me the strength to jump over the hurdle. Even if I fall, to get my ass up. I've seen races where dudes fall over hurdles and got up and still won the race. So don't get angry. It's crazy, right? You might watch a basketball game or UFC, and you got a dude that's coming out there just dominates, and when he gets out there, he's talking shit, and you know he knows he confident in himself, and you don't get mad. You'll put money on that dude. He's your favorite NBA player. He's your favorite wrestler. He's your favorite UFC fighter, whatever. And you ain't got no problems when he comes out there and he's confident in his skills. But as soon as one of us is talking like we confident in what we know we're talking about, you got a problem with it. You're just a hater, man. Anyway, let's continue, man. 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. So if you can't get it, then you're just lost. All right? You're just lost. Plain and simple. There's nothing we could do about that. You better pray to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And if you don't believe in Yahweh Shai, then best of luck to you, my friend. Best of luck to you. I don't know who you're going to pray to then. Because if you don't believe that he is your Lord and he is to be worshipped, yeah. I'm doing a little rambling, so slag you. John 10:3. To him the porter openeth, talking about Yahweh Shai. He's the porter that openeth the door, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And then this is going to be the last one right here. And you know what, man? It's a very scary thing, this knowledge, because you got some people out there, Israelites, they have the zeal, but they're just not a member of the elect, which that's scary. They have a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They're not a member of the elect. But I'm going to say this, man. If your heart, meaning your mind, your spirit is right, and you truly have the zeal and you're truly looking, then the Most High is going to work with you, you know. Those that have a zeal but not according to knowledge, you know. Hold on, let me get the context. You know, you got some Israelites that they don't know. They haven't been woken up yet. Their eyes haven't been open. And they're out there in the world. They just haven't been open yet. Like all of us had a zeal. I know all of us, the bishops, apostles, when we were out in the world, we all had a zeal of the Most High. Oh yeah, which brings me to, so this particular Centurion, right? Back when I was like, I forgot, man, 6th grade or something like that, 5th grade. My parents sent me to a Bible school, you know, because my parents were always highly religious, you know. That's Levi, you know. But it was a Roman Catholic church, Roman Catholicism, what they believe in. But anyway, because of that, they had sent me to a Bible school, and they had asked one question one day. It was the teacher, and it was about the Roman Centurion. And it was something about the Roman Centurion that Yahweh Shai granted his request because of his faith. And she asked, I think it was a she, the teacher, I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was a she. She asked like a trick question about the Roman Centurion, why he was saved. And the entire class got the answer wrong except for me. And I said it was because of his faith. I believe that's what the answer was. I forgot what it was. But the whole class got the answer wrong. I was the only one that got it right, you know. So that's just going to circling back to the point that all of us, when I was in the world, I always had a, you know, faith in the Most High. You know, not according to knowledge, but I always had a zeal. I always had a zeal for the Lord, you know. And all the brothers, all the bishops, apostles, same thing, but it wasn't according to knowledge. So I'm just bringing a point out that you got Israelites out there that have a zeal. They haven't been woken up yet, but if their spirit is right, if they're a member of the elect, which is the bottom line, then they're going to come out of that. The Most High is going to give them what? Pastors that's going to feed them with the knowledge. But reading on, 10:1 says in Romans 10, Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to the Most High for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant, not knowing of the Most High's righteousness, are going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. And let me just read down and then that's it. So this is not too long. Verse 3, for they, being ignorant of the Most High righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. And I was going to say that in order to do that, you have to submit yourself to Yahushua. It's right here in verse 4. For Yahushua is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. So right here, going back to, circling back around to my point, that the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, they were threatened by Yahushua because their glory was the law. It was all about the law, but it says here, Yahushua is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. So if you don't believe in Yahushua, guess what? You're going to be penalized. You're going to die by the law. You're going to die by the law. Since that's what you live by, then you're going to die by the law. The scriptures tell you that the law brought death. Not because the law was imperfect, but for us, we are imperfect. So it's impossible for us to be saved by the law. It's impossible. Impossible. For Yahushua is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. Verse 5, for Moses describeth the righteousness which is of law, that man which doth these things shall live by them. Verse 6, but the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise. Say not in thy heart or your mind, who shall ascend into heaven, that is, to bring Yahushua down from above, or who shall descend into the deep, that is, to bring up Yahushua from the dead. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and thy heart, that is, the word of faith, which we preach. That if thou confess with thy mouth that Yahushua, the Lord Yahushua, meaning he's to be worshipped. You see there, it put Lord in a capital L. The Lord Yahushua, and shall believe in thine heart that the Most High hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. So, with that, I'm going to say Shalom. I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kakwadash. Lord's will, this was edifying. Till the next time, Shalom.